There we go. Hey everyone, how's everybody doing today out there in Final Cut TV land? 12 noon, I know it's 12 noon. Just going to adjust a couple things here. I have the camera set to manual, but when I leave the screen and come back, sometimes things still have to be adjusted. There we go. So it's once again the dog days of summer here on the good old East Coast of the USA. Our friend Don says, welcome from North Carolina. And before that, we have our friend Sean Beckner says, good morning, good morning. And we have our friend Chris Smith that says, good afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you. So there's not a whole lot of Final Cut Pro news going on. This is what happens in the summer months for Final Cut. Probably most posts and everything is probably about the same. There's not a lot of activity going on in the summer months, but we're going to talk about why we haven't seen Final Cut Pro 10.8.1 6 weeks after they released 10.8. And we're going to talk about the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit, which is the big event of the year coming up in November, Future Media Conferences. And whatever else you want to talk about, Final Cut Pro wise, you're welcome to chime in. As you know, the Final Cut Pro team watches our little stream. They can't say in public that they do. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. They never said, but some of the comments that I've got from different places, they watch it. They indeed watch it. So anything going on in Final Cut Pro that you want to comment on before I get started? Anything special? It's like I said, this is a slow, very slow time of the year. Summertime's the worst to try to get Final Cut Pro news out. But what's going on with Final Cut Pro 10.8.1? 6 weeks we haven't seen it. We know there's bugs. So what has been going on? So let me just pull this up. This is one of the things that I was talking about. Not that. This. Let me see. So I put this little parody up this week. Little parody video of the... Let me just get this straightened out. Cam link. There we go. I don't want that. I want this. Blend mode. There we go. So I put this little parody video up this week. Little video of the App Store. Just watch. Quit refreshing. We're on vacation. No 10.8 for you. And then it says the Final Cut Pro team, of course. At the very end there. I put that up on social media, a little joke. I think everybody, for the most part, can get that it's a joke. It's, it's just a little joke. We're a little impatient waiting for this bug fix, and nobody's communicated with any of the Final Cut Pro users what's going on. Last year, 1 year ago, they introduced a version of Final Cut, and they had a bug fix out in 2 weeks, the first bug fix out in 2 weeks, and then a couple months later, they introduced a new version that had bugs, and they introduced a bug fix in 2 weeks and 2 days. 2 weeks and 2 days. So now it's been 6 weeks, going on 7 weeks, and we just don't know. I mean, it'd be nice to have a little communication, a little post somewhere that says, hey, we're working on some issues introduced in 10.8, and it's going to be another week or two while we get these things straightened out. Now, one of the things that may be true, I'd have no way of knowing, but they could have been on vacation. They could have been on vacation, the Final Cut Pro team. I edit projects, good afternoon. Why is that? That's weird. Why is that not? Why is that? So faded. I'm not sure. Let me just see something here. Dynamic text. I don't know why these are faded now. I don't know. But they're little, well, you can still read them, but let me see if I can go in and fix that. Oh, I see it. Here we go. No, that's not it. Let me try to get this fixed real quick. I don't know why there's, anyway, it's a little hiccup. I can't do anything about it at this point. So I Edit Project says, good afternoon. I've been experiencing frequent issues with Final Cut Pro 10.8 when working with red RAW files. And our friends, Spot Lewis says, good afternoon from Philly by the way of an event in hot Washington, D.C. What event in Washington, D.C.? Hot. It is hot. It's very hot out here. I'm sure it's the same in Philly. Philly's only an hour, 90 minutes away. Absolutely. So, once again, what is the live service you use called again? So, I use Ecamm Live, and I don't know why. I don't know why this is coming up. It's something. I did something. Let me see if I can get that. That's the background. Turn that off. Text color. Let me see text color. Now it's up 100%. I don't know why it's switched to. I don't know. I don't know why it's switched to that kind of grayish text. I don't know. I must have done something. But anyway, the service that I use is Ecamm Live, and it's really good. It's Mac only. It's not iPad. It's not Windows. It's not any other OS than Mac OS. And I've been using them for years. I bought the perpetual. I realize it's an opacity setting, but the problem is I don't see it. Corner radius, opacity. See, the master opacity is on. The edit, let me just see. It is an opacity setting, but I don't know what I did to make it that way. Edit text. Cancel. Let me just see if I can figure it out real quick. Edit text. Text color. Save. Let's see if that did it. There we go. It's multiple layers I have to go through to get to the text on this, but we're back. Somehow I didn't change it. I didn't change it. It just, something happened. Maybe I was pushing on the mouse or had an option key held down or something and it changed. But now we're back again. So the live service I use is called Ecamm Live. I bought it when it was an application, a perpetual license, and because of that, I get a really good deal on it. Because of that, I get a really good deal on it. I'm just going to check something here. I'm expecting... So anyway, we got that fixed. It's weird because there's multiple ways. Anyway, I got the text. Going. It's a text inside of the comment. You have to open it up as a text thing and then open it up there. Anyway, I got it. Thank you for your suggestions. And what else is going on? Let's go over here. I sent you a chat GPT response how to fix it, but it seems you found it. Yes, I did find it. I knew it was a text. I knew it was a text setting. I just couldn't figure out. It's because it's multiple layers deep. So here's something I've got. I got this a new DJI 4K mini drone. This is what I filmed this morning. This is the sunrise facing east, obviously, outside of my area. Look at this. Now, this is the new one. My new drone is 4K. My last drone was 2.7K, which was pretty good. But I saw this one special Amazon Prime, so I picked it up. This is what I often see in the mornings when I get up, go for my walk. This is on the way back from the walk. It was too dark on the walk itself. This is right outside my house. This is what I see. Of course, it's elevated. All right, so Spot Lewis, very hot weather that is. I'm at a blue and gold dance extravaganza. Headed back to Philly and my new M4 iPad Pro. Can't wait to use Final Cut Jr. again. Hand pink waving, absolutely. So if they would, I'd love for the Final Cut Pro team to give us, if it's even up to them, I don't even know if it's up to them, up to Apple Corporate, up to the Apple Store. I'm not sure, but I wish they would give us the option to buy Final Cut on the iPad, perpetual license, and I would buy it. I have nothing against Final Cut on the iPad. I'm using 3 NLEs now. I would add Final Cut on the iPad as my 4th, and then use each one for different reasons. So is anybody, besides waiting on Final Cut Pro 10.8.1, is anybody excited about the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit? I edit projects says, in reference to my Final Cut Pro 10.8 issues, I'm sure it's due to the iOS 15 beta I'm on. I'm confident Apple will fix issues before public release. You don't mean iOS beta, you mean Mac OS beta, right? Because Final Cut Pro 10.8 doesn't run on iOS. I'm pretty sure that's what you meant, is Mac OS beta. So I never updated to Mac OS, is it 14? Sonoma? I'm on it now only because Ecamm Live, because I can do this with the button, hardware button. I never updated to Sonoma as my main OS because Ventura has been fine for me all this time. Ventura's been fine for me all this time. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep, no problem. Ventura's been completely fine. There's nothing that Sonoma offers that I don't have in Ventura except for this. I can do this with a hardware key with Ecamm Live. And I am going to update to Sequoia, though. There's a lot of cool things that I really like in Sequoia having to do with the AI and stuff. So I'm going to have a 3-way split SSD on my MacBook Pro. I have Ventura, Sonoma, and pretty soon Sequoia 3-way boot. It could be I had license issues with macOS 15 for DaVinci Resolve. 15.1 Deb doesn't have the issue anymore. Yeah, of course. As we get through the beta cycle, in macOS, I'm not going to install a beta. I'm going to wait till it's out. September? Will it be out September, October? September, October, the real version will be out. And I'm in no hurry. Everything else is running smooth and fine. I've updated a few things, but I make a backup copy, carbon copy cloner, or I have a couple of other cloning, the one by Shark Pocket. I have that one, and I have another one that I use. Very true, very true. So is anybody... We're waiting for 10.8.1. The question I have is, why is it taking so long? That's the real question I have. Is it because it's complicated? Is it because the Final Cut Pro team is on vacation for the summer and they're not available? Is it because this would be good if they're adding a feature or two to 10.1, fix the bugs and add a feature or two? That would be fine. Or is it because of this? Let's pull this up. Do I have that in there? Oh, let me just pull this up real quick. So Tim Cook said in an interview, let's pull that Tim Cook comment up. He said, what we've done is redeployed a lot of people onto AI that were working on other things. So I hope he didn't redeploy anybody from the Final Cut Pro team to AI. What we've done is we've redeployed a lot of people to AI that were working on other things. So I sure hope he didn't pull anybody from the Final Cut Pro team to work on AI when we're waiting on a bug fix. So that's 4 different things it could be. Vacation, everybody's on vacation. It's complicated, more complicated than usual, because usual they had a bug fix out in 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. They're adding a new feature or two to 10.1, put it out at the same time, or Tim Cook stole people to work on AI, pulled them out of the Final Cut Pro team, and it's taking longer because of that. Do you have any other ideas why 10.8.1 is taking 6 weeks, 7 weeks, when we know there's bugs, multiple reports, confirmed reports of these bugs? That's what I'm curious about. Anybody else have any ideas about that? If you don't, we'll move on to the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit and talk about that a little bit. So what's happened in the past? What's happened in the past is Final Cut Pro Creative Summit 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, all 4 of those years in person Final Cut Pro Creative Summit used to be $900 to $1,000 for the 3 or 4 days. So last year they knocked it down to $299, which was, I was really, really surprised. They just released Siri AI tools in 15.1, which is working well. We may get Siri integration in Final Cut Pro soon, but Siri up to this point hasn't been that sophisticated, has it? Hopefully they bring that AI knowledge back into features in Final Cut Pro if they have to work on it. Yeah, but I understand that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. We do expect AI features in Final Cut Pro. I expect the big AI Final Cut Pro version will probably be version 11 based on what Logic did. Logic jumped from 10.8 last November, 10.8, to Logic 11 in May. 6 months, they went from Logic 10.8 to Logic 11. I'm just thinking the Final Cut Pro is going to do exactly the same thing. We're at 10.8 now. 6 months from now, a little less than 6 months, 5 months, we're going to be at the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. They very well could show us Final Cut Pro 11. They could preview it and say it's going to be out later this year, early 2025, whatever. But I think we're going to see a new version of Final Cut Pro at the Creative Summit. That could be Final Cut Pro 11. If it is Final Cut Pro 11, that's going to be the AI version, I think. Is it possible Apple doesn't think the bugs rise to the level of needing a fast fix? Well, Eric, I'm going on what happened last year, which is the most recent time period. They had minor bug fixes last year, 2 weeks. They've never done a bug fix in 2 weeks before. It wasn't major, it was minor. Final Cut Pro bug fix in 2 weeks, and then they put out another version that had bugs, and they had a bug fix out in 2 weeks and 2 days. So that was the quickest that ever happened. So basing it on last year, which was 10.6 before 10.7 came out, they were very active. And this is the same time period. This was June and July during the summer. They put out a bug fix in 2 weeks. They've never put out a bug fix in 2 weeks until this one. And then a second one in the fall, 2 weeks and 2 days. And they weren't major. No, I think they know about the bugs. There's audio scrubbing bugs with the arrow keys and stuff. So here's what I expect. Like I said, either something is more complicated to fix this time around, or they're adding a feature or two. That would be fine. But it's been unusually silent about the bug fixes. Of course, Apple doesn't talk about them. They don't say we acknowledge the bugs, we're working on it. I would like it if they did. I don't think Apple will be pulling people from the development of Final Cut Pro to AI unless they were working on AI features in Final Cut Pro, but I do not expect those updates in a point update with bug fixes. So I don't expect them either. That's why I'm saying we're going to Apple Campus on Wednesday, November the 13th. What day is that? Let me see. What day is... Let me pull that up. I think it's the 13th through the 15th. So we're going to go to Final Cut Campus on Wednesday, November the 15th. That's Apple Day. And we'll see the Final Cut Pro team and whatever presentation they have to show us. They're going to show us something new. Could they say we're going to go to Final Cut Pro 10.9? Yes. But the fact that that Logic Pro jumped from 10.8 to 11, I'm just thinking Final Cut will do the same thing. Siri is doing awesome things in iOS 18 beta, like advanced image search and photos. I'd love to see advanced search added to Final Cut Pro imports. Absolutely. That would be phenomenal. That would be absolutely phenomenal. If they, well, I'm sure they're working on it, AI and Final Cut. I don't know exactly. There's all kinds of things. Look, give us text-based editing, AI text-based editing. AI auto transcriptions, please. That would be fantastic. That would be phenomenal as well. But I think we're going to see it at the Creative Summit. That's typically where they reserve big Final Cut Pro updates, not the bug fixes. The bug fixes come out any time. 2 years ago, they put out that big Final Cut Pro. I'm thinking it was it 10.5? No, it's 10.4.11. They put it out in August, and that had the proxy workflow improvements and some other features. 10.4.11 and at the end of August. They're unpredictable. I think they like being unpredictable. Final Cut Pro team, you are very, very tricky with some of these updates. Let's hear it for the Final Cut Pro team. They watch this live broadcast. We know they do. So everything's off the table. Full number updates used to mean something different. They don't. Now they went from Logic 10.8 to 11. They went Logic 10.8 to 10.8.1, a bug fix within a month, and then they went to Logic 11. They skipped completely over 9 and 10 and anything else in 10.8. They went right to 11. Final Cut Pro 10.7 came out November 30th. They had a bug fix out in less than a month. In 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, they had a bug fix out to 10.7.1. 6 months later, they put out Final Cut Pro 10.8, which was in June the 20th. So it's the full number updates don't mean anything anymore. I'm just thinking we're waiting on 10.8.1 for a bug fix. Surely they're going to have a bug fix before the Creative Summit. They're not going to give us 6 months of having bugs. It's just odd. And if you're on vacation, that could be. I mean, it could be, hey, we're on vacation. We'll get to it when we get back. But it's annoying people that there's been no bug fix. Let me see what, I'm going to pull up my calendar. 6 weeks, well, it's 6 weeks or 7 weeks is what it is. Let me see. Came out on June the 20th. June the 20th, Thursday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks was last week. It's been 6 weeks since last week. This coming week will be 7 weeks with no bug fix. Now, make sure you report the bug fix. I mean, the bugs. They have to get the reports, and they might. I've been contacted by the Pro Apps team before for a report that I sent in, and we worked via email back and forth with things. Here's a little tip about sending in something to the Pro Apps team. Well, first off, let's go over here. You might be saying to yourself, self, where do I send in my report, bug report? Send your request, bug reports, or feedback to the Final Cut Pro team here. All you do is click that link over at fcpx.tv. This is the longest running Final Cut Pro 10 website in the world. We've been out there the longest. Just click here, fcpx.tv, click right here at the top, and you go to the Final Cut Pro page, fill out this information, etc., etc. Now, you cannot put a video in. You cannot put a video into that page. However, you can put a video in of like a screen recording of the problems that you're having on a private or unlisted YouTube page, and you can send them the link to that video in the notes. If I want to show them something, that's what I do. I send them a link to a video, a description, and then a link to the video so they can click on the link and then go and watch what the screen recording that you have. That's what I do. Do you expect the tickets to be available for the summit soon to buy and the discount code? Yes, I will have a discount code. I have a discount code every year. And the tickets, they've already announced the price of the tickets. So the tickets, they're not as cheap as last year, unfortunately. They're about twice as expensive as last year, but they're cheaper than 2016, 17, 18, and 19. 2016 through 2019, those 4 years, they were $900 to $1,000 for 3 to 4 days. Now, they don't do 4 days anymore. They do 3 days. One of those days is Apple Day, and you go to Apple Campus. Now, you can't buy a ticket to get into Apple Campus. This is the only way you can get in there. So that trip there last year was fantastic. That is incredible. The Apple campus is absolutely incredible. And we got to see the Final Cut Pro team in their, I guess, their office space. We had some kind of a space. They did the presentation. They introduced 10.7. We got the worldwide debut of Final Cut Pro 10.7 last year. Us at the summit. That's one of the things you're paying for, that kind of exclusive contact with the Final Cut Pro team. The exclusiveness of going to the Apple campus is another thing. And then after that, you get well, first off, you meet everybody. People are there. You go to dinner. You go to breakfast. You go to have coffee. You have breaks. Last year, FMC had lunches for us every day, box lunches, which was fantastic. You don't have to go anywhere and try to find a lunch. They usually have bagels and coffee or croissants in the lobby. We're going back to the Juniper, which is fantastic. The Juniper was a perfect hotel for the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. Now, it's not cheap, and there will be a discount rate for booking your rooms. Here's why it's perfect. Most people, probably I'd say 80% or 90% of the people stay in the hotel. So everybody's in the hotel. You go down in the morning to the lobby and you meet people and you talk to people and you have conversations about Final Cut Pro and other things. So you're meeting there. All the rooms where the presentations are in that same hotel. So you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to catch an Uber anywhere. Everything is just self-contained. Around the Juniper Hotel is stores. There's a Starbucks across the street. There's grocery stores. There's places to eat, all within walking distance. Lots of places. We'll talk more about that as the time goes on. I found a crash trying to drag a project from one library to another in 10.7.1. Was able to reproduce it and send it in the bug report. Always report bugs. Absolutely. So you're on 10.7.1. My documentary that I just brought out is staying on 10.7.1. I'm not going to update that because everything's fine. But other projects that I'm working on, new projects, I've been working with 10.8 just to see some of the bugs and see how it's working. This is the outside. This is the courtyard. This is the outside patio outside of the restaurant that they have there. I think this was 2019 when I filmed this. I think it was 2019. I'm pretty sure it was. This is the lobby. This is the lobby where you meet in the morning. Everybody comes down here waiting for the sessions. Everybody meets here and we talk and we shake hands and all kinds of very, very cool stuff going on. What else do I have on this? There's the reception desk to the left. This is a neat little area right here. They have a fireplace. This is like another area people meet. Couches, they have coffee there in the morning, newspapers, there's a little fireplace, places for like a lounge area. Very, very cool. And all the sessions are in those other rooms. There's the newspapers that they have. It's just very, very cool. This is the court, this is outside. Here's the upstairs and the hotel and the rooms itself. I'm sure it looks like other hotels. I think that may be in 2018. This might have been 2018. This is the lobby. See, we're meeting people in the morning. People are talking, people are chatting, talking about Final Cut Pro and other things. It's a optimal hotel to have Final Cut Pro sessions, Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. This is what the lobby looks like in the morning. Dozens and dozens and dozens of people waiting to go into the session. This is where they congregate. It's our friend Brad. There's Justine. She was there as a speaker a couple years. She was here in 2023 as well. Roger Bolton, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, all the personalities you see online throughout the year are going to be there at the Juniper. And you'll meet them and get to talk to them in the morning. You just walk up. If you see me, come up and just start talking to me. I'll be doing a lot of filming. I'll be filming constantly, and I'll be live streaming from my room upstairs most of the time. Sometimes I might do a live stream from the lobby. Most of the time, I'm going to do it upstairs with my MacBook Pro. So I'm excited about it. It's my favorite Final Cut Pro event of the year. Any more comments about Final Cut Pro 10.8? Like I said, the summertime. By the way, do you like 12 noon? Do you like 12 noon time slot? I like it. I'll try 10.8 on my Mac Pro, keep 10.7 on my MacBook Pro for a while. So I have a dual boot system. Well, first off, back up your copy of 10.7.1. Back up your libraries. Back up your libraries, okay? Both. Don't just update to 10.8. Don't just update to 10.8 and let it overwrite 10.7.1. Make sure you do a backup of your important libraries and the application itself. Do both. Chris says he's fine with noon or 10 a.m. Eastern. So the thing about noon is it's 9 o'clock on the West Coast, so that gives them time to wake up and have a coffee if they want to tune in. That's fantastic. Everybody here, we got a lot of people watching. We appreciate it. I try to come on and do as much Final Cut Pro chat as I can. Give you a chance, everybody, to check. Got another thumbs up. Thank you very much. We always like those. Give me thumbs up. If you're watching, give me some thumbs up. "12 noon is great. Unfortunately, I have my coffee much earlier. I do too. I start the coffee early in the morning and then I continue. Usually I have 2 cups. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It is appreciated. It is appreciated. Very, very good. So anything else, like I said, the summertime these are not going to be as long because there's not as much Final Cut Pro stuff going on. When 10.8.1 comes out, I expect, it depends on what it has. If it's just a couple of bug fixes, that's not a big deal. If it has a feature or two, that would be fantastic. I enjoy talking about Final Cut Pro. Everybody shows up here. We have dozens and dozens. We have 3 dozen people watching live right now. You know what? Yeah, but split between X and YouTube, according to my statistics, but Facebook does not report in my application in Ecamm Live. So I don't know how many on Facebook. Usually hundreds of people are on Facebook. So that's fine. That's fine. But anyway, things are slow for news, Final Cut Pro news. I'll try to still come on here on Saturdays. If I miss one, don't worry about it. I'll be back the following week or whatever. August is probably the worst month typically, although the Final Cut Pro team has surprised us and they released a 10.4.11 came out at the end of August one year. 10.4.11 came out at the end of August one year. So very, very cool. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you're watching, hit the old thumbs up. It affects the algorithm for YouTube. That's what we like. You people, you let me know that you like the broadcast, and I'll keep doing them, of course. So we have, this is 75 or 76. Which one is this? 75 or 76. And we've been doing this for over a year. I think we've missed one Saturday, maybe two Saturdays. That's all. Talking about Final Cut Pro. Look, worldwide, people's tuning in here worldwide. It's almost always about Final Cut Pro. Let's see what else we have. Play another movie. So here's somebody you might know. This is from the Expo. They have Expo Night, where they have a bunch of vendors that come around. This is from last year. Come over here.
All right.
Now this is weird. Continuity camera.
Yeah.
But the screen is black. I got to monitor my MacBook
Boom.
Pro.
There it is. I see us.
So
Looks good.
Finally, we're on live, Final Cut TV Live.
Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot of eyeballs here.
There is. Absolutely. So I had to keep looking back over here and make sure we're in the screen.
Yeah. It looks good.
So what do you think about the update?
I'm very excited that we got an update. I am excited for the future of Final Cut Pro. I would love a few even bigger features, but I know the Final Cut team is hard at work. So, but I'm extremely excited for the collapsible secondary storyline. I think that's going to change the game, and I wish I could use it today.
Well, at some point it's going to be this month, they said.
Yeah.
Now I got to tell you something. I interview a lot of people. You're the only person that's taller than me so far.
Yeah.
So far, because most people are here or down below.
Right.
So what about the scrolling timeline?
Scrolling timeline is exciting. I could really see the benefits. Oh, we got stuff going on here.
5 minutes, and we gotta get rid of it.
Oh, okay. 5-minute warning.
So if you don't know, that's Dylan Bates, Final Cut Bro. I actually met Dylan 3 years ago at NAB. 3 years ago at NAB, I met him. So we run into each other either at NAB. Last year was the first year he was at a Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. That one was not the Juniper. The Juniper is different. The Juniper is better. It's much, much better. I'll be putting out more videos leading up to the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit, which is November the 13th through the 15th. 13th through the 15th, November. Tickets are $5.99 this year, so they're $600. I will have a discount for everybody at some point once they get rolling. They're not available yet, but they have put the price up. It is $5.99, but they're paying for hotel rooms for people. Their personnel, they're paying for hotel rooms for all the presenters to stay there. They're paying, I don't know what else they're paying. It's tens and thousands of dollars they have, their expenses. So $5.99 is very reasonable for 3 days. How else are you going to get into the Apple Spaceship Campus? You can't buy a ticket. You can't buy a ticket. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. Got a lot of people watching. A lot of thumbs up. That's what we like. It's good for the old algorithm. But my point is that $5.99, you get 3 days, including the Apple campus. You still got to get a hotel or Airbnb, and you got to get transportation. You got to take off work. So it's definitely a commitment, financial and time-wise, to take care of this. This is the best Final Cut Pro event of the year. Worldwide, this is the best Final Cut Pro event of the year. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just take a little screen grab there. escape. I don't want that. There we go. Very, very cool. But anyway, unless something big happens in 10.8.1, I'll probably come back on. We can talk about it. But I'll continue to do these Saturday morning Final Cut TV and coffee for everybody. You guys and gals seem to enjoy coming around. I enjoy doing them. I'm a Final Cut Pro enthusiast, and I enjoy streaming live. But I think we're going to keep it at 12. But listen, something could come up. I have to do something else on a Saturday at 12. I could go back to 10 or 11, 12 or 1. Just subscribe to the channel, and you'll know each week. Oh, also, join our Final Cut Pro TV, radio, Facebook group. That's another good place to go. Follow me on X, Richard Taylor TV, on YouTube, Richard Taylor TV, Facebook, Richard Taylor TV. I do not accept friend requests on Facebook, though. You can follow, but I don't accept friend requests. That's not a Final Cut Pro group of people that are my friends. They're just other people. But on X, Richard Taylor TV, YouTube, Richard Taylor TV, and Instagram, Richard Taylor TV. I started posting there a little bit. What's Threads? I never go there, but I started posting it there. Things there. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. I started posting it there. Is there anything else you want to say? I'm going to cut this one a little bit short. Well, almost an hour, because there's really nothing to talk about. There's no news. You all know the news. You know about we're waiting on 10.8.1. You know the Final Cut Pro Creative Summit is coming up in a matter of 3 months. September, October, November. 3 months, 90 days. I'm sure I'll have discount codes for the Creative Summit. So it's $5.99. Might take $100 off, something like that. I don't know. We might have some other options on future Final Cut TV and coffees or other live streams. But I'll be back. I'm planning on being back next Saturday. And I'm planning on, I'll probably do a live stream, a quick one, if 10.8.1 comes out this month. This week. This is week 7. Week 7 coming up with no update to Final Cut Pro 10.8, no bug fix. Well, maybe they're all back from vacation now. Maybe Tim Cook will release some of the people working on AI. Maybe this would be the best thing. They said, well, here's 10.8.1. Here's a couple new features. I don't expect text-based editing or auto captions in 10.8.1, but maybe they'll have another feature or two, and that's why they wanted to wait for the release. That would be the best case scenario. Final Cut Pro team, we love you. We like you. Thank you very much for taking care of us. Even though it's a little bit, we like to see it a little bit faster. And everybody, I'm going to finish up here for today. And subscribe to the YouTube channel over there. Richard Taylor TV, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the same. And I will see you all next week. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for the thumbs up. You can still comment on this video after the fact and give a thumbs up there. Thank you very much. See you next week, if not before.